Good morning and happy Friday to you. Today is June 13th. Yeah, that's Friday the 13th. Ooh, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. Hi there, I'm Andrew Garcia. Ironic that these storms start to clear up a bit on this unlucky Friday. There's still a slight chance though, so make sure you have your umbrella mostly for this morning and maybe sometimes during this weekend as we see some lingering rain chances. It's Pride Month, and coming up, we'll hear how you can celebrate in North Texas. But first, let's get into today's news. A North Texas woman of Palestinian descent may be deported this week to an unknown location, even as her green card application is pending. Immigration officials detained Ward Sakik in Miami on her way home from her honeymoon in February. She was born in Saudi Arabia, but Palestinians can't get citizenship there, so she's considered stateless. Tahir Haque is Sakik's husband and a U.S. citizen. He says his wife was facing immediate deportation as of yesterday, and communication with ICE about her status has been sparse. A local arts nonprofit is awarding $650,000 in grants to 50 arts groups in Dallas County. The grants from the Arts Community Alliance, or TACA, offer support to high-performing nonprofit arts organizations. TACA Executive Director Mara Scheffler says the more people support the arts, the more sustainable it will be. TACA also supports local artists and organizations through pop-up grants and professional development programs. We're almost midway through June, but there's still plenty of time to take part in Pride Month festivities. Most people have heard of the Dallas Pride Festival and Parade happening this weekend at Fair Park, but what are some other Pride events going on around North Texas? KERA producer Therese Powell and I found out.
One event that's putting a spin on the traditional parade is Pride Denton's Night Out.
They're referring to it as something a little fun, a parade in reverse, where instead of floats driving up to you and throwing stuff out, you go to the floats, or booths that are dressed up like floats, to talk to people directly and get any swag they have handed to you nicely. Pride Denton board member Camion Connor told us more.
It's a little more intimate because you get to talk with people who are business owners in Denton or small business owners or nonprofits one-on-one, and they get to really feel the joy of community too from seeing all of our queer community members come.
I like this next one because it's a great way to celebrate Pride Month and be crafty while you're doing it. The Wellman Project in Fort Worth is hosting a queer craft night. LGBTQ plus adults and their friends can hang out and create art with reclaimed materials from local businesses.
So you can recycle while you recreate.
Exactly.
There will be a guided project that you can join in on, or you can bring your own craft to work on in their makerspace on Saturday, June 21st. Lauren Watson, who's the Director of Development at the Wellman Project, told us what their goals are with this event.
To open up that conversation of sustainability and introduce people to what the concept of creative reuse is. We really believe in being open and accepting and being an ally, accepting queer and trans people as they are. You want to be the change you want to see, and you want to provide the safe space that you want to see. So I think that was kind of the main mission of Queer Craft Night.
If games are more your speed, the nonprofit Dallas Social Queer Organization, or DISCO for short.
I love that name.
Me too. They host an equally fun named Hella Gay Trivia. It's a monthly trivia night at Sue Ellen's in Dallas that raises money to create free programming for Dallas LGBTQ plus adults and allies.
And this month they're pulling out all the stops for Pride on Thursday, June 19th.
DISCO's co-founder, Javier Enriquez, gives us a rundown of what to expect.
We call it a monthly show because it's not just trivia. You're also going to get a nice drag show. You're going to have an intermission game. And we like to incorporate twists and turns along the way. If you've been to trivia nights, you've probably been to some where you just sit down, answer questions, move on, and we're too gay for that.
The trivia is split into several unique categories, include things like queer icons, identify a toy from the 80s, and 90s sitcoms.
That's my category for sure. From Full House to Fresh Prince, I think I'm pretty in the know.
There's also a spin on the game that the competitor in me really loves. If you see another team doing really well, you can donate $5 and send their best player to sit out the round in a penalty box. which in this case is a big red ottoman.
But the teams can also fight back and bail that person out of the penalty box for another $5. So the dollars and the shade really fly. Javier puts it this way.
Because this is a fundraiser, we love to be petty with purpose. And again, all that money goes directly back into supporting disco.
If you don't have a team to play with, no worries. You can come solo and they'll pair you with one.
That welcoming energy and the money they raise all goes towards bringing people together.
We know that queer joy and queer community saves lives. Loneliness has a huge effect on people's mental health.
Cammie O'Connor had this to add about why they do Pride Denton's Night Out.
It's important that folks have the ability to create community. I think it's always great to create a vehicle for folks to be able to engage with each other in the place where they live.
That was my conversation with KERA's Therese Powell. For all the dates and times of these events, you can find it out at keranews.org/arts. The Dallas Wings take on the Las Vegas Aces tonight. Let's hope there's a turnaround to their current losing streak. And the Rangers won 2 of their 3 games against the Twins. They'll play the first game of a weekend series against the Chicago White Sox tonight. If you think your dad's got the best jokes, consider taking him to a comedy show to see how he stacks up. The Comedy Dad's Father's Day Spectacular goes down this Sunday at Mic Drop Comedy in Plano. Find more information and fun things to do on our Go See DFW calendar at keranews.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. The show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get some good morning vibes from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday.